Hey guys, Ironteeth here, and we are back again in Timberborn. We're just gonna keep going with what we were doing last time. I believe that was trying to start up a new agricultural district. So we're just gonna continue along those lines, and I think we were in the middle of a pretty bad drought, or I don't know. Let's just get into it and find out. And here we are back in lovely Ironhaven. Okay, so the drought had finished. Looks like it was just the other day. From what I can tell, every time a drought finishes, that's the start of a new cycle. I wasn't really paying attention to that back in the early days, so maybe that's wrong. We are going to go ahead then. This finished up, so we are going to go ahead and turn this back, this on. A little short on Beavers eligible to work that job, it looks like. Let's go ahead and get things running. We can certainly transfer over a beaver. I've got a little bit of lag running there. We are still producing them. Let's go ahead and get ourselves some additional kits going here. Yeah, so our beavers are still continuing right along with the reservoir expansion, and of course my new thought is I want to start an additional reservoir up here that can be used to pump this area. So I am building up a wall here, and maybe at some point we actually may put in a pump. We'll see. Severe labor shortages, huh? Interesting. Well, we will get those fixed soon enough, as long as our main buildings aren't being affected. I mean, that's quite a few being affected there. A lot of our power wheels. Oh, because it's night. Forget about that. That's 6 a.m. logic. We'll find out. Our power wheels are actually quite understaffed though, so we definitely need to get some new kits. A little bit of a labor shortage. That's alright. That's why we have 12 breeding pods to fix that. I guess I did find one thing I want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and unlock the temple. Let's get our beavers taking care of some of those spirituality needs. They do have their shrines. Those give a 5% bonus, but this temple gives them a 25% working speed bonus. I think it was working speed. Let's see if I can find one of them so I could tell. I think they're all in here. There we go. So if we scroll down to the bottom here, temple, 25% working speed, and that would be phenomenal. So these temples, they cost 60 planks and 150 wood. We have both of those in abundance, so we're going to be just fine there. Okay. So they got this platform built. This is something that's going to be increasing as time goes on. My thought here is that probably should have just provided it. Well, no, I don't think that would have been a good idea. I want to go ahead and build up. I don't know if they can walk kitty corners, so we may have to do this. I want to build up this whole area for some water, some additional water storage. So we'll just build right like that, and then we'll just keep on expanding that. And to supply that, my intention is to put in another water dump right here. Yes, just like that. Alright, so I will let them keep... Oh, and there we have our first bit of green up on the canyon. So they'll keep on dumping that. Obviously, I will have to stop them when we're about... Well, I'll stop it the moment that the drought starts. They can keep on doing that until that time. But that is indeed going to take a very long time to do. But my understanding is they'll just keep on dumping that in there, so... explosives, we're a little short on them right now. I'm not sure we're actually producing any. And that might be because we can't get paper. And that might be because of the labor shortage. So, yeah, definitely having a few growing pains here, but we'll get back to it. That said, they're still working on the temple. They'll get to it. And I will be back here shortly. Guys, well, it has come once again down to this. Let's go ahead and detonate in 3, 2, 1. Always so fun to watch. Alright, and I think that's still, yes, we still have access to all that area. So, 18-day drought. This will be no problem. We've weathered much worse. So we're just going to keep on growing out. Obviously, I want to get rid of the labor shortage. We did have a whole bunch of kits just spawn, so they're going to keep on doing that. Our water stores are clear full, so we're in pretty good shape on that front. Where we're not in good shape is just in the absolute lack of workers. And what I said earlier about it being because it was off hours, no, that's not true at all. They would have said no power, not no workers. So that was a mistake on my part. Yeah, we have a general labor shortage right now in the city center district. So as soon as some of these kits start growing up, we'll see some of that correct itself. They do grow up quickly. Oh, and yes, we did in fact get the temple built. So I believe in terms of well-being, let's just scroll down to the bottom here, most of them are indeed going to the temple. So we are getting plenty of their spiritual needs met, and I think we'll see that in an overall increase in their labor. I said we do still have plenty of science. So maybe I'm kind of leaning towards getting some additional, probably not decorations, but maybe another one of these monuments. I don't know what those do. Let's find ourselves a beaver and find out. So if we go down to our the Flame of Progress gives us 30% walking speed, and attribute to ingenuity, 40% life expectancy. That would be very nice. How much does that one cost? Enough that we're probably never going to see it. Oh my goodness, 12,000. That is a lot. We could get the Flame of Progress. The extra walking speed wouldn't be bad. I'll think on that one. What else do we have research-wise? I don't see us getting any fences. They're just for decoration anyway, from what I can tell. I don't even think they do anything for the beavers. If we look... No, they really don't. We may end up getting some just to give them... Or just, you know, when we open up maybe this district up here, we could set up some actual farms with fences and things like that. But at least at the moment, it doesn't really seem like it's a very high priority. Let's keep ourselves focused on improving our beavers' lots in life. Leisure. Lidos. I love Lidos. They are great fun for the beavers. They're also something we probably just can't really afford. We're constantly running out of water. The only thing I could think is maybe we could put some in down here, and during the times when we have water they could come play, but they do take a fair bit of water. So I don't know if that's going to be a really good idea. Maybe we can go build out the depth on one of these areas here and provide them with some deep swimming areas. I don't know, it's a thought. But probably not the best idea on this map. Not just yet. We'll need to have a lot more water storage before I feel really comfortable doing that. Okay. Now then, the carousel. Lots of horsepower. We don't really have room for that just yet. The labor shortage is kind of rearing its ugly head there. So I don't, and a mud bath also. The mud bath, Well, although the mud bath would be fun, it does take water, and it also takes treated planks. That's a resource we haven't got just yet. Though possibly one we could get over here in the over here in the new agricultural district. You know, where this is only 18 days, I'm just gonna let them go ahead and fill it. They're not really tapping that much water, so I'll just let them keep going on that one. We do have plenty of wheat and wheat flour, so obviously food-wise our wheat farms really are doing their job, and there is a fair bit of variety in their diets. The only one that's not really there is the chestnuts, so we may make ourselves a second chestnut orchard to try to provide for that need. That said, some of that's also the labor shortage. We do have lots of chestnuts on these trees, so I'll wait and see if that doesn't balance itself out a little bit. They are still working quite happily on the dam. We're gonna have to run a road along here temporarily at some point, because they are not going to make it all the way to the edge there. Okay, first things first, if we are going to really make this district self-sufficient, we are going to need a forester. I may turn him off, but that's just going to be a fact of life. We're going to need to have berry bushes. I'm also going to go ahead and give this district its own. First of all, I think we're going to build ourselves another row house. We'll put a small 2x2 roof on that. This will be our first bit of habitation down here. I can't remember, in terms of vertical, I mean, this takes up the space of 2. If we were to put a third one in, it would take up all the space of 2 whole barracks, just regular barracks. And it would provide us with 24 housing, where the barracks would provide us with 20. So these are more housing efficient. I'm not sure if they're more housing efficient than the row house. It'd be something interesting to figure out. That said, I'm not going to worry too much about it just now. But let's go ahead and throw that roof on. Get ourselves a 2x2. Just like so. It says it's out of range of them. Let's see if that's really the case. So maybe there is a vertical aspect to this? I don't know. When it came to the explosives, it sure didn't seem like it, but maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get this. We've got all the materials that we need already stored here. And we'll get ourselves a berry farm planted somewhere. Oops, I am not paying attention. I hope that not too many of our crops died. Yeah, they did. This is the problem you run into when you have multiple districts. You start paying a little too much attention to the other districts. That's okay. Our food situation is not that desperate, so I'm not that worried. Now that that's taken care of, we have our plants growing again. Let's see here. They're still working on that. So I'll let them do a little bit of that, and no, it really does say it is out of reach. Well, here's where we start doing some science, huh? Let's see how how close you have to actually get for them to work on it. Alright guys, so just bringing you back real quick. They still have not figured this out, so I'm assuming that they actually do have to be right below it. I think that the explosives may just be an oversight. We'll do a little testing over here. Like I said, if it turns out that I'm just totally wrong, I can always platform up. But, you know, we saw them putting explosives down here from up top of here. So the explosives may have some, either a bug, which is kind of what I'm inclined to believe, or maybe there's an exception to them. So we're going to just keep going. This does not actually seem to be using that much water. Like, you know, they put 3 water in it, or 1 water in it. It runs for the tiniest second, and it just keeps going, so I don't know, we'll just keep it running. I did go ahead, I went ahead and bought the fences, so sue me. This is a very small berry patch. Obviously we can always expand it if we need to. My thought there is just, we don't need that many breeding pods in this district. This is going to be a low population district at all times. So 4 breeding pods that I put down here, and we'll just kind of see where we go from there. I mean, you know, like we know from over here, the farms can't, oh my word, I can not stay focused on 2 districts at once. I'm fairly certain these potatoes have, oh, these potatoes didn't die, that's good, but I have killed them several times, so sometimes you just get lucky. But sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. We'll get this refilled. Yeah, obviously trying to run 2 districts is going to be a little trickier. I'll just have to make sure that I'm at least stopping by to check them out every couple of days. Okay, so anyways, we are going to go ahead and get those guys going. I want to get these buildings built. We do have a gatherer. Tenjin is going to gather berries. As soon as they've grown, they're still going to take some time. And I'm not too worried on that front because it seems like we have an abundance of, or not an abundance, but, you know, we have plenty of water to keep this area green. Just by having them make these trips and dump water in here, we can maintain a pretty good size agricultural area. I mean, that area is at least the size of what we have down here. So we should be able to run, you know, six farms easily in this area. Now, the one thing I'm not totally sure of, we could put some farmhouses down here. Let's just see how far that road goes. If we ran a road up here, how far they can reach. Okay, yeah, easily. We could throw some farmhouses over on this side, and we'll have ourselves a bustling farming district. On top of that, I'm thinking we build some... I still haven't quite decided what we're going to do over here. We may make ourselves some ditches to green this area, but throwing down some trees down here for timber harvest, and also for... give me a second, it'll come to me. Also to start getting some of our more advanced wood products. Getting, you know, the tapper shack for pine resin, maple syrup, those kind of things. We've got plenty of materials. We could certainly start doing some of those and get pastries and things like that. And that'll just, again, that'll just increase the quality of life of our beavers and make them all the happier and all the more productive, and, you know, why wouldn't I want that? I just realized my mistake, guys. I'm an idiot. You can all say it. These are dams. Dams that let water out. This will never work as a water reserve because these aren't the right buildings. And I am going to now undo everything I've just done, to my detriment and great shame. You may all laugh now, and let's do this right. Levees are what I want. Solid blocks of wood that don't let water through. The nice thing is, at least they take less wood. The bad thing is, we already burned through so much wood to get that. It's not funny. I'm going to go ahead and bump up priority on these breeding pods. Get them coming. We don't have berries yet, but we will soon. And once those berries are here, I want to go ahead and get ourselves some new kits. Get some babbies coming in. Okay, so our reservoir did just run out of water, but again, 18-day drought. We've got full water stores. We still have water in the bottom reservoir. In fact, 0.21 is not an insignificant amount. That's about half full, I think. It's really kind of difficult. I think it starts flowing somewhere around the 0.45 region. And with only 1 day left in this drought, obviously we're going to make it just fine. So we'll just keep on going. I'm going to go ahead and get our farmhouses up here. Throw them down probably right here, at least the first two. And we have enough metal blocks. I suppose I could get a statue over there. I think I'm going to hold off on that. So, and there's our water back. Just in the nick of time. But we might even be able to save these potatoes. Alright, really quick here. So, I don't know if you could have done it from 2 spaces down, but definitely at 1 space down from the roof they got it. With that said, here goes these structures. Here's one other thing I might wish that they add in the game, is a way of salvaging buildings. Like, as is, everything that I have here, I'm going to do this, and it's gone. It would be really nice if you had a way of bringing those back. You know, maybe not all of it. You know, I think you'd have some wasted material from building these. But, you know, just having it so that you could go in and tear down structures that you just needed temporarily so that you could do things like this, putting a roof on that you don't want to be permanent. That might be a nice addition. We'll see what they do. Obviously this is still an early access game, and there's still lots of things that they could do to improve, and they obviously have some kind of a vision. You know, it does seem like they have at least the possibility of a weather system coming in at some point, and that would be interesting. Vary up some of the disasters, throw in some, you know, some floods to force you to have some better flood management and things like that. That would be interesting. In the meantime, this has been far from a cakewalk. The droughts can provide plenty of challenge all on their own. So we're definitely. I'm not complaining. I'm just throwing out suggestions on what might be possible, what I'd like to see in the future. Almost certainly, I will come back to this game. There's almost no chance of that not happening. Hopefully, when that time comes, it's still a good game, and hopefully they make some good changes and really vary it up. And I see tons of promise in this game. I've always liked city builders anyways. I played the original Sim City back when I was a kid. So to see a game like this and have so much potential in a game like this, I love it. I want to see more of this, and I want to see it grow and become just a phenomenal game. So that said, I think I really want them to get these farmhouses built before the end of this episode, which is fast approaching. The fences... this is probably something else I'd like to see too. If I prioritize the building on top, anything underneath it probably should automatically be prioritized. Otherwise, they will never build these farmhouses, because they will never build these storehouses. It's happened to me before. Down here with some of these pumps that had to be built on platforms. You can see them right here. They never built the platforms, and so they never built the pump houses. And that's kind of obnoxious, so we'll see what they do with that. I hope something. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and set this up, get our carrots planted, and I will bring you back to wrap up this episode. Alright guys, here they are. They are busy building up the farm. I went ahead and just planted a little bit of everything. We'll worry about the finer details later on. But that is the start of our farm over here. We have potatoes, carrots, and wheat in equal measure. I don't know. I think it looks nice. And we'll probably set up a similar thing over here. It seems like they'll be able to handle this little farm no problem. Throwing down the fences. We're just gonna make this kind of a decorative area. If we're gonna do something, why not make it look nice? That says it is almost time for our drought. Let's see what we're facing. I'll let these beavers get out of here. Do our little detonation. We're gonna have a little problem here. We'll figure it out. But here we go. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, and now we can't reach it. Oh well. That's a little annoying. We'll build a platform and tear it out afterwards. They're cheap. I'm not too worried. Let's just see how bad this next drought's going to be, and then we will end this episode. Another 18-day drought. We are just fine. We're going to just keep on growing and doing our thing, making our beavers happy, and yeah, I mean, what more could we ask for? We're getting ourselves a brand new start, and things are looking pretty darn good in Ironhaven. So, but that said, if you like what you've been watching, leave a comment down below, subscribe, like the video, and we will catch you in the next one.